What up, Randies? My name is Stan, and I have a problem. I love the Zelda series way too much. I'm serious. I think that maybe besides Pokemon, there's no other series that I've poured as many hours into over as many incarnations. At this point, I've played basically every entry in the beloved series, minus a few that won't be named. But overall, each one, whether 2D or 3D, just has its own flavor that I absolutely adore. But today, I have a difficult job. I have to rank the top 5 best 2D Zelda games ever released. Well, here we go.
That's the other guy.
It's crazy to think that Capcom is responsible for creating 2 of the best 2D Zelda games ever released. But here they are, and I have a feeling it won't be the last time. Despite practically being mirror games, similarly to the age-old Pokemon formula, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages are 2 very similar entries, both worthy of the number 5 spot. Personally, I would put Seasons over Ages, as I love the 4 seasons mechanic that make the Dark World system from A Link to the Past look like a game for babies. But Ages has far better puzzles, and will probably test your mind more so than your reflexes. Either way, they're both outstanding entries that improve upon past top-down experiences while introducing new mechanics. So why so low on this list? Well, I think in both iterations the game's pacing can be unbalanced during specific points, with the one that immediately comes to my mind being Subrosia from Seasons. But if I'm being honest, I'm only nitpicking, as every game featured on this list is at least an A title or higher, but compared to other games on this countdown, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages are just shy of earning that A+. The Legend of Zelda is one of those games that many claim to be revolutionary, but also admit doesn't age particularly well. But fear not, because I'm not simply putting this game here out of some respectful notion, or because it's a legacy. No, the original Legend of Zelda is a marvel, and I urge every person to try it for themselves at least once. The best part about this game is the exploration and the discovery reward system that seems to be completely absent from video games in this post-internet world. 9 times out of 10, if you explore that game's world of Hyrule, you'll come up empty-handed. But on that off chance that you burn the right bush or bomb the right wall, you'll likely find a secret that will seriously aid you on your quest. It's the type of game that rewards exploration and is absolutely challenging and borderline frustrating, but there's a reason that Zelda fans constantly whine about Skyward Sword being too linear, and there's a reason that Zelda Wii U is being advertised as open world. Hopefully that game has 1/8 of the mystery and exploration that the original game possessed, because honestly, The Legend of Zelda is an incredible game. Its only flaw is that it's old, and maybe just a little too cryptic for audiences nowadays. But hey, at least it didn't have a lame password system. See, I told you, Capcom wouldn't be gone for too long. The Minish Cap is a favorite among the Zelda community, and for good reason. For starters, the villain isn't Ganon. But seriously, back in 2005, this was sort of a huge deal. Usually in Zelda games there's always some trick or secret reveal during the plot that revolves around Ganon being the big bad behind the curtain. But throughout the Minish Cap's runtime, this never happens, and better yet, Vaati is actually fleshed out. He has a backstory, a purpose, and a certain charm that makes you understand why fans of this game want to see more. Along with a great adversary, Minish also features one of my personal favorite Zelda gimmicks of all time, which is the Minish Cap itself. While wearing the magical cap Eslo, players are able to shrink down to the ant-sized world of the Minish, which makes for some extraordinary puzzles and challenges within the game. But by far, the best part of this game is its pacing and size. No pun intended. In this regard, it's as perfect as you're going to get, as every quest or dungeon feels impactful in furthering the game's narrative. Usually in Zelda games, there's always some portion that players dread. Whether it's a specific dungeon, a boss fight, side quest, you get the idea. But this is one of the few games in the entire series that this never really happens, at least for me. It's a non-stop inventive entry that tells a well-crafted story while still adhering to the iconic formula that makes Zelda, well, Zelda. And it was very difficult to only put it at number 3. Seriously, I swear, this one is worth the 3DS eShop download if you have some spare change lying around. This is the sort of game that regularly makes best of lists all around the world, and you're not going to find an argument here. Yes, I am one of those crazy people who still prefers Ocarina, even if I've been repeatedly told how much it borrowed from A Link to the Past. But you know what? Even if I don't agree with them, those people are right. This is the game that set the foundation for every 3D game to come. I've already mentioned tropes like Ganon's secret reveal, and how each game has a sort of gimmick like seasons, time travel, shrinking, you get the idea. But this is the game that started all of that. There's also still a ton of hidden goodies scattered throughout the light and dark worlds, as well as Zelda's first epic storyline involving war, greed, and sacrifice. The bosses are very creative, and many of them became remastered for future titles down the line, and a lot of the series' most iconic music was created for this game. Oh, and Link has pink hair. Okay, that last thing's not relevant at all, but it's just sort of a weird little addition. This game is sort of like the Terminator 2 of the Zelda franchise. It took everything from the first, made it better, and upgraded it for a new generation. But unlike that extraordinary sequel, 2D Zelda games would eventually get even better. Okay, it's official, I'm a crazy person. How can Link's Awakening be an even better game than A Link to the Past when I literally just said that that game's the archetype? The truth is, even I don't know the answer to that, because for all intents and purposes, A Link to the Past is the definitive 2D Zelda experience. But despite that undebatable fact, I still think that Link's Awakening is the better game. The overworld is simple but memorable. The music is unapologetically sweet and perfectly encapsulates the themes of the game, and the dungeons and exploration may be even better than the original. This game is like if you took the best aspects of both A Link to the Past and the NES Classic and found the perfect balance between the two, and then somehow made it all work on one of the most underpowered systems of the era. It shouldn't work, but it does, and along with a subdued storyline, some awesome platforming segments, and some actual character development for Link, it gets my vote for the best 2D Zelda game ever released. But the Zelda series is filled with camaraderie, and it's always had a fantastic community aspect to it. So, in honor of that, and because it's 2 December, here is my good friend and fellow YouTuber SuperUgly18's opinion on why Link's Awakening is not only his favorite 2D Zelda game, but the best of the entire series.
The reason I love Link's Awakening so much is that it makes me feel something that no other Zelda game has done to me since, and that's show a sense of morality. As you play through the game, the bosses you face tell you that the world you're in is all a dream, and that if you don't stop, everything will disappear. You're saving the Windfish, but at what cost? The feeling of exploring the beautiful world and meeting all of the characters on the island feels so much more melancholy knowing that if you want to go back to Hyrule, everything will disappear. Also, the boomerang is super overpowered and I love it.
Well, there you have it. The top 5 best 2D Zelda games of all time. Agree with my picks? Think I'm insane for leaving Zelda 2 off of the list? Let me know in the comments below. I also want to take this time to wish one of our subscribers and one of my good friends, Josh or Cookie Monster 17, a very happy birthday. Your support means a ton, dude, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And finally, make sure you share and subscribe to see more videos like this. And as I always say, happy hunting, baby rhinos.
Uh?